Hey guys, got another one here. Just finishing up a little bit, just cleaning up the edge. When I do my knives, I guess there's a couple of folks like me. We didn't get our start on making knives from sharpening, and one of the biggest things is learning how to sharpen well. Now, I use this. I got 400 grit on this, and I'm 4.6. I didn't have any 600 grit, so I do 400 grit. And I actually do. I turn this on, I shine on here, and I'm actually putting the bevel on. Pros and cons to that is some people that follow knives and do sharpening and use tooling and such, they'll have a jig or something, and it'll give you like a 22, a 15, 17, 25 degrees. It varies. Guys like myself that freehand sharpen, freehand on this, use the stick, use stones, all that. You don't always get that perfect bevel, but you're getting the edge. So there's kind of that caveat, and you get a lot of people that go different directions in it and have different emotions and feelings on it. But ultimately, I put what I call, and what a lot of other guys call, I put a utility edge on here. It's an edge. You're going to cut yourself with it. You're going to cut paper. You're going to cut normal stuff with it. But it's a utility edge. Twofold. One, it's a good edge. There's nothing wrong with it. It works great. It's going to cut whatever I want to cut in here. I clean it up. I'm going to get some acetone here. I got to clean off some marker. I put marker on the profile. You can see a little bit of marker right there. I put marker on it so I can follow the edge. So now what I'm doing is I want to clean it off a little bit, and I want to clean the knife off somewhat before I go any further. And I always check to see I got a little bit of a scuff or a scratch there. So what I'll do is I'll actually get the little bit of WD-40 here, and I clean up the knife surface slightly. It's not to do anything but other than to just make sure that if by sharpening it or I did something, I might have put a little scratch on it or something like that. So, which takes me, I guess, go from sharpening, for instance, as this example, is to going to the finish of my knives. I only finish my blades with 400 grit. And the reason behind that is because it's a bush knife, it's a hunting knife. I don't do, and my skills aren't there yet to be doing these 1,000 grit finishes and these beautiful polished collector's knives and such. And I do knives simply because when I got into it, I wanted to have a bush knife that I could pass on to my son and my daughter and have some type of family heirloom kind of thing. And once I learned how to make the knives, it was great, because then there's a lot of other people like myself that say, hey, I'd love to have something that I can pass on to my son or my daughter and brother, sister, whoever it might be. And that was the whole reason behind me getting into this. But the second thing was too is to get back to the finish. I only do a 400 grit because guys are going to be going out in the woods with this stuff. They're going to be going out in the woods. You're going to be playing with it. You're going to be cleaning it up. You're going to scratch it. You're going to do all that sort of stuff with it. So when you go home at the end of the day and you want to maintain your blade or at the end of your trip, you can either A, take 400 grit sandpaper, a wet dry like Gator or something you can get at your local hardware store, or you can even get a 4/0 or a 5/0 rag wool. I got some around here for folks that might not know what it's about. You get this stuff. You get this 4 grit, double 4/0, and I have all 4/0 in here. And I got some 3/0, but you can see the little how it's marked right there. It's red, and it's got the 3 zeros, so it's 000, 3/0 they call it. So what I do is my 400 grit finishes are perfect for stuff like that, because when you get your knife and you're beating it up and everything and you want to finish it off, you want to clean it, you can use that. It's really simple, just to take some of that rag wool and with some WD-40 and clean it all off. It's a maintenance issue. And that's what some people, I guess maybe they don't know, or they don't care, or they fail to realize that when you get those really high finish polished knives, it's beautiful. They're great. Hang it up or keep it as a showpiece. But Afterwards, you don't want that. All your pocket knives, I'd love to get an Ecom knives, right, Mike? Shout out to Ecom knives. Mike makes some awesome folders. He's got some really neat looking folders he's learning how to make. But I got a Benchmade here, and this Benchmade doesn't have anything more than maybe a 200 grit machine as a vertical right around here on the flat, and then the profile of the blade's probably 400, maybe 6, but either way, it gets scratches on it. And when you're sharpening it or anything else, and I don't know if it'll come out. See all the scratches right there? See? You get that scratch. It's just part of the knife. See? Look at all the scratches there. You know, whether it's cutting boxes up or something, or cutting rope or anything, you get that. You scratch it. So I'm not making an excuse other than, I don't do 600 or 800,000 grit finishes, and that's the reason why. I don't make those kind of knives, and just like there's other guys that do, because their skills are way up there, or that's the specific type of field they want to get into. But anyhow, I digress. This here is Luther's knife. So Luther's is done. Before I'll show you guys a sheath and everything, but and this is it's a ceramic rod. Really nice. It's really nice to put that little bit of an edge on there, and I just go real light with it. I just go real light with that kind of system. And then, it's, of course, your everyday paper test. It's, so get the, I'm going to advertise for my buddy Curtis on Turntex. But you see, it's just a nice utilitarian, oops, sorry. The paper's got some dampness to it. It came from, but you see, that's all it is. It's just a good utilitarian blade. Good utilitarian knife. So anyhow, before I put some WD-40 on it, this is for Luther, buddy. Your knife is done. This is stabilized burled maple. I did in my own Turntex stabilizing unit that I put a video out on my YouTube channel here. And I had the burl I got from a buddy of mine, and it does pens and stuff like that. So I did some burled maple. And there you can see how I shaped out the scale a little bit there. Tapered tang. It's a full tapered tang. Black liners. And he's got these really nice decorative pins on there. Oops, there, get the other one there. There you go. So, but just the belly and all. There you go. It's got choil. Choil right there. Ricassa's nice, clean. Got my maker's mark pressed in there. So what I do is I just take a little WD-40 and I put some WD-40 on it when I put it in the sheath. I think the only thing I got to do with Luther's is on the back of my sheaths, because I don't do leather, I do the nylon, or I do Kydex, I mean, sorry. What I do is I try to put a little, water like hole in the back of it. I did that to that one for Kurt's knife. What I do is I'll drill a little hole right back here. And what it does is if you do get any moisture in it, the water kind of gets out. But anyhow, he got a matching ferro rod. So there's the ferro rod right here. You guys might have saw a picture of it on my Facebook page. So there's the stabilized burled maple. See if you guys can get it. Comes in a little bit clearer if you guys can see it or not. But really pretty. And brass pin. And I do the shock cord. So it just slides right in place, and it locks in like that. Now, everybody that ordered in November, October and November, they got a free one. So that's a $50 add-on usually. That's because it takes some time between the materials, stabilizing and such. It's like everything else. But, and again, Jeremy over at Simple Little Life, I love that idea again. I gave him a shout out and everything. But you got to give credit where credit's due. Everybody makes knives. Everybody makes certain types of knives. Jeremy's no exception. Caleb White over his White Knives, or Caleb White Knives, and then Mike at Ecom Knives. These guys are all on YouTube. They're great. I watch their videos. I follow them. They've done really good work, and I like them. But all four of us, like Walter Sorrells or Sandy over at Jekyll Knives, you go on their channel and you watch all these guys and they're making knives. You're like, it's great. Three blades or Three River Blades. He's on there too. I've watched some of his stuff, and I guess out of all my knives, I'm probably closer to some of the stuff he does, although I do more wood. He does mostly Kydex, from what I've seen. I could be wrong. But anyhow, so nice and locked in there, really tight. I mean, I love that, Jeremy. This is Really nice design. I love that. Again, why didn't you think of it yourself, Chad? I don't know why I didn't, but it did. It took somebody like Jeremy to bring it to my attention. But I did the stained leather, and these are looped on, bolted on there. Now this little system I got going, just like Jeremy talks about, I could do blade tech locks, and I could extend this Kydex up a little bit higher, and then I can make it to where the blade tech lock attaches to that part right there. So, but anyhow, Luther, your knife is done, buddy. It's one more knife. I got Jeff Rui. I got Kurt's done. I've got some blanks over here yet, so I'm probably not going to get another video out for knife being completed for at least another 2 weeks or so. Between some side work I got going on, and then knives, and with Thanksgiving and everything coming up, it's going to be a little while. So, but I just wanted to show this out to you guys again. That's what it is. Nice, easy going. I mean, this is, let's listen to that. That's positive. That's a positive. I mean, I like these. I like the Kydex. You don't get that. Locked right in place. So anyhow, thanks everybody for stopping by. I'm hoping to get this to Luther in the next few days. If you see this video, Luther, I'll be catching you pretty soon, buddy, and getting this out to you. But otherwise, everybody else, thank you for stopping over and watching the channel. Another shout out too. Run over to Central Oregon Survival Network. Check out Todd's channel over there. Does some really good stuff. Really good, down to earth fella, former Marine like myself. So I got to give a shout out to him. But stop over there, take a look at it. Check out Jack Lore Knives. Check out Mike at Ecom Knives. Check Three River Blades. Caleb White, although I don't know if he's putting a lot of new videos out. But all these guys, I follow them. I watch their knives. I watch how they do stuff. I try to get some ideas of my own. I try to incorporate everything. But I think that's why we're all here. We're all kind of learning. At least I am. I'm watching these guys and I'm learning. I got nothing to teach them guys. Those guys have been doing this a lot longer than me, and they do really good work. So, but anyhow, I digress. Thank you again, Luther. Thank you to everybody else that's watching the channel. Thank you to everybody else that's got a bucket up here for a knife that's hopefully going to be done by Christmas. But well, I've babbled enough. You guys have a good one. Take it easy. Have a good Thanksgiving. I'm not going to see you before that, so have a good Thanksgiving, and I'll see you sometime in December. Take care. Bye.